Nowadays, we are listening a lot about the aggressive behavior of our kids, and this is the general complaint which we are coming across. Namaste, I am Vinita. I am a child counselor. Today we are going to deal with this topic in this video regarding the what all ways we can control the aggressive behavior in our kids. There are some reasons which give rise to the aggressive behavior, and dealing the aggressive behavior or the violent behavior requires a lot of patience and intelligence and understanding of our parents and the teachers related to that child. If we are able to understand the underlying cause, what are the reason why the child is becoming so hyper, so aggressive or violent, so we will be able to eradicate that reason so that they will be more or less will be calm, composed and happy. Here are the role of the parents and the caretaker and the persons or the teachers are very crucial in order to make the child learn about their how to manage their emotions, how to express their emotions, and what all the causes that are making them to lose their temper or to show a lot of tantrum. Sometimes we see the kids are showing a tantrum to get something, then even and now they are so violent, they are not under control. But this does not mean we are going to act in the same way or react in the same way. When the kids are showing their tantrums or they are very hyperactive or they are not under control, we try to be very calm, composed, and we try to divert their attentions so that the child will get diverted and automatically the tantrum will be controlled by the automatically that attention will be diverted. Another thing, nowadays we as a parent, as a teacher, very much concerned the aggressive behavior and the tantrum or the violent behavior of our kids. So there are so many reasons why the kids are not able to control their anger or anxiety or their aggressive behavior. There can be a number of reasons, like there can be some fear, there can be some communication gap, there can be some frustration, or there can be some expectation according to them. We are not able to meet it and we are not able to understand it. So and they are not able to express to us. So these are the reasons which can arouse the anger or the tantrum or the aggressive behavior of the child. So we are going to discuss the causes or the some of the reason or some of the factors which we will keep in our mind, or during dealing with the kids during their aggressive behavior we can control them, or we can totally avoid, or we can able to manage. Here I am going to discuss some of the ways how to avoid their tantrum or anxiety or their aggressive behavior. First of all, we have to identify the trigger. What triggers this behavior in the child? As a teacher, as an educator, or as a parent, first of all we should go into deep and see what all things which is not provided, or what all situation which lead to the child to behave in a such way or become angry or aggressive. So like there can be change of place, there can be some frustration, there can be some type of fear, or there can be some mental disorder. So we try to solve it out. If we are able to solve it out, we are able to have some solutions. So more or less we will be not having such situation aroused in which the child will get triggered. So it's like that. It's my advice to the parents. So they should try to make it out what all situation or condition in which our child get triggered, or they lose temper, or they become act very much violent. So if that situation and scenarios are known and reason and causes are known to us, then we will be able to avoid. For example, my child, if my child will be not getting a proper food, and he will not ask, he will never ask, he will never ask he is hungry. If he will not get the food at proper time, then he will having a very aggressive behavior. The first and foremost thing, I make it sure, what I make it sure, the child should be properly fed at a proper interval. Another fear of my child is like that I'm discussing, being as a parent, he gets feared. When he gets fear, he behave in a very angry or in a very violent mode. So it's like that, due to we have to, he will tell, we have to hug him, we have to pat him with the love. In this way, every parent and every child will have a different trigger points. So that trigger point can be identified by the each specific parent, and accordingly they can have some solution so that the child should not get easily triggered. So for me, I will console my child, I will hug, I will pat, I will make it sure the food should be given at a proper time interval, so they should be properly fed, so that this trigger point is taken care. Another way by which we can postpone this behavior, or we can control this aggressiveness of our child, is we can become a role model, or we can become an example of our kids in our kids' life. What we know, the child are very good in copying. They mimic what they see, what their parents and immediate person nearby doing. They adapt in their nature or in their body language. So what we should be, if we are very much composed, if we are showing, if we are normally, we are able to cope up the tensions, pressure in a normal way, we are using our normal tone for all the situations, and we are not showing we are very much frustration, we are not losing the control, we are not shouting. So all this, so they will get with our body language, with our style of living, the kid will also adapt the same style of living, and this aggressive behavior slowly will go down, and they also indirectly will learn how to manage their emotions, sentiments, or fear, or anything, how their parents are managing. So why the elder ones were telling we should not show our frustration, we should not fight in front of our kids. Why? So indirectly they were teaching us how to make our child disciplined, and how to maintain, and how to have a balanced behavior of our upcoming ones. So it's like I have a request to the parents, try to be a balance. It's not possible every time, try to, as much as possible, we should try to have a balanced personality in front of our child, so that they also learn to balance their emotions, sentiments, fear, and so on thing, to have a balanced personality, and this aggression should not come again and again in their daily routine. Another ways by which we can control the aggression of our kids, there should be always one clear-cut rule and consistent rule. There should be some rules and regulations which need to be followed by each and everybody in the family as well as in the society. We have to teach our child what will be the impact of aggressive behavior, what if they are going to throw tantrum even and now and then, and aggressive violent behavior, what will be the impact, and what will be the reward of having a good behavior, composed life, and a positive way behaving. So these all rules and regulation, if we clear cut define to the child, then they will understand what is the value and the importance of all this thing. I am not telling that there should be some hard and fast and hardcore rule should be there, and that rule should not be so much tough. It's not age appropriate. According to the age and the requirement of the child, there should be some consistent and clear cut rules which need to be followed by the parent, by the teachers, and by the kid also, so that we can avoid the violent behavior and we can groom our child in a very composed way. Nowadays we are in the digital world. Again and again a lot of problem is created by this parameter. Because why? Because everything is available on their screen, so they do not, or anybody do not feel to do get it, achieve it. Even if we want to do yoga, it is on the screen. If we want to play some sports digitally, all the sports are there. So so what is the importance of physical activity is losing its value nowadays. But the importance of physical activity is very much, because the kids who are full of vigor, or we say energy, and their energy, if they are sitting and they are on the digital platform, they are not doing physical activity, then they are become, the energy will make them become violent. If it is if they are lack of physical activity, then they will be more violent. And it will and digital will add addition to it. So it's a request to the parent, if they want to subside this violent behavior of the kid, or aggressiveness in the child, please check what all your child is having assessing on the digital platform. Another thing, keep a time foundation for that. Another thing, try to channelize the energy of your child by motivating them, by participating with them some physical outdoor activities like badminton. They can go for dance, they can go for football, they can go for cycling. Any type of physical activity which can be done outside, which will channelize or use their excessive energies, so that their body become tired, and it's like it become physically strong. The mind is engaged in that physical activity or the sports, so it's like that brain is having engagement over there. So the violency of the child will be reduced, and slowly it will become to the normal limit. Another way, why our kids are so much aggressive? Why? Because their emotions are not expressed. They are not able, they don't know how to express their emotions, how to understand their emotions. So what is the role of the parent and the educator is here? Here we need to recognize, we to try to teach them to learn and express, or feel the emotions, express their emotions. We can do with the help of a role play. We can have a emotional chart, we can have audio clips, we can have video clips, and we can have a number of way to how to express their emotion. We can use the emojis, we can use the smileys. Why, when we are slept properly, when we are happy, we can show the smiley, okay, we are like this. So slowly the child will be understanding once their emotion, as well as their other people who are near about you. When the other people are happy, when the other people are angry, so slowly the child will understand so different type of emotions, and he or she will learn how to maintain the emotion. And in this way, the role of the parent and the teacher is very much important in order to overcome the aggressive behavior or violent behavior of the child. We need to express them, or we need to open up with them and teach them different type of emotion and how to handle the emotions. In the last, we have to teach our child how to deal with the different situation or different problems. Sometimes child, when they are not aware of some problems or some difficulties, when all of a sudden they come out across of it, all of a sudden they shocked, they become puzzled, and they in a puzzle way, or in a confused way, in a fear way, they start showing their aggression in order to overcome that problem. So here what we have to, here tactfully and calmly, we have to teach them step by step how to solve the different problems, how to cope up different situation and scenario according to the need of the time and the requirement and age parameter of the child. I am telling to the parent, don't become overshadow the personality of the child. Try to leave them independent. We can show them a situation and scenario. We have to tell, like what we have to tell. If they come across to a problem, we have to not to tell them the solutions. First of all, we have to then write to your problem or tell your problem what is there. So what can be the solution? We can ask them like this. If they are not able to get a clue, we can give them, okay, this can be, that can be. So slowly the child will get the idea, and by themselves only, by themselves, they will be able to judge the problem and take out the different solutions for them, and which solution will be best for them to according to the time. Slowly the brain will work, and what will happen, instead of fear of a failure, they get anger, they get depression, they get anxiety, and so on. So what will, when they get a path, when they get multiple choice of answers, or their brain start functioning in that way. So if we make their brain to function in such a pattern, first of all identify the problem, then identify the accordingly the solutions. How many solutions are there, then identify in them what are the best for them. So slowly, once or twice or sometimes or many times, they will do the fault, but we are there to guide them. So instead of getting the brain getting a feeling of failure and getting the angry, the child will have a systematic pattern of thinking, and whenever they come across to some problem and situation, and the brain will start functioning accordingly, and they will get a solution. So instead of losing aggression or losing temper and getting aggressive and all, the child will have the solution. So these are the some of the ways by which we can show or guide to our children accordingly how to overcome their frustration, their anger, we can a number of mental problem, or their what we call aggression. We can have a composed, balanced personality. I'm not telling you 100% they will be. We are humans, and it can be have the solution. We can have a up to the mark personality, which is able to deal the problem in a systematic way and in a proper way, instead of losing the temper. For more information, keep updated, follow my channel. Thank you.